Explain how the universe births life, okay, from plasma. All right, now you have your Y factor, okay, and you have your X factor, all right. Now, you have the plus, and you have your negative. You have your micronuclear DNA and your Mito Aetherial energy. Or, well, it's not DNA, obviously. It's energy. It's nuclear energy. But I'm relating this exactly how life comes into place, okay? This is how life forms, and this is how it forms from the universe. You have the Y factor and you have the X factor. These are quarks, okay? These quarks basically make up the nuclear matter of the universe. This is leptons. This is the static energy of the fabric of space itself from the microcosm, okay? Now, you have your strong force, which makes these quarks into nuclei, okay? Your hadrons. You have protons and neutrons. And all your lepton material from the fabric static of space is your weak force, and all of that is not going to interact with this because of the neutrons. The positive and negative, you know what happens with the positive and negative when they touch. Boom. Okay? So, basically, these are not going to react because of the neutrons. Alright? They're not even going to orbit yet. All they're going to do is just hang around. Plasma. That's what they're going to do. This is string theory. This proves string theory. This is plasma in the universe, okay, from the microcosm. Alright? Now, if you have to understand the cosms to understand this. Alright? I've been trying to dumb this down all day. I'm not trying to be insulting to anyone, but it's hard to simply explain quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and quantum chronodynamics. Okay? I'm trying to do it the easiest, simplest way I can. Okay, so now you have your plasma. Okay? These are microfilaments, literally that come from a microverse, believe it or not. Okay? It's a microcosm. It's literally there, we just cannot see it. Our fundamental physics do not apply on that plane because we are past that cosm wall. We haven't hit that cosm wall yet, and I'll explain that in a second. If you want to understand more about cosms and light, watch the video about cosms and light, and it'll give you a little bit better understanding of cosms and why light acts the way it does. We can't exceed the speed limit of it. Anyway, you have your microfilaments, which are string theory. All right, all of these gravitons, all this microgravity is going to pull all of these together. Okay, that's going to end up making the Higgs Boson. Okay, all the protons, neutrons, and electrons in the universe, all of this plasma ends up coming to one point. It's a quantum evolved star, or I call it a quantum zygote that births the universe. Because this is what it is. It's a quantum zygote. Okay? Now, it's funny how you have your atom, or your atomic energy, your atom, and this is your ethereal energy. And we always relate the atmosphere or the evening with Eve. You know, so you have your atom and you have your Eve, and this births life. I don't even think it has to do with people with Adam and Eve. I think it has to do with quantum physics. If you want to consider any of that. Now, it's just kind of ironic how that coincides with this, because it takes 6 days for this to happen. Okay, and it's ironic. 6th day, God created man, yada yada yada. Okay, I don't want to bring the Bible and all that into it, but I'm just going to say it's just weird how a quantum zygote. And it looks just like a zygote. All right, this stellar star, this quantum evolved star, this Higgs boson, this God particle, is like a giant quantum zygote that births the universe. And a blastocyst hatches in 6 days. 6 days, this is going to blast off. You know what I'm saying? It just seems kind of weird because it moves to the uterus in those 6 days and grows and develops into life. Okay. If you want to consider this lepton energy or the universe itself being the uterus, then this blasts off and multiplies and grows and develops in the universe on our cosm. Okay? This microcosm, we can't measure anything. Once gravity pulls everything together and it finally gets to a fundamental level that's reached, that we can start measuring, that's a cosm wall. A cosm wall is when you finally reach a new era of fundamental physics and measurements and relativity. See, beforehand, relativity would not apply because it's such a small level. It's a quantum micro level. This is a micro level. I'm going with the micro level. There are other cosms before, but this is basically where we get our matter. This is what starts everything. A micronova Okay? That's what this is a micronova. These quarks are flashing into existence, but they're like the micronova, the point particle, or the flash wants to go to a lower state. Just like a star will blow up and then all the material goes into a planet. It turns into a planet. These point particles or flashes into existence, that is a micronova. Okay, that's energy. E equals mc squared. That flash is a micronova on its relativity. On its relative scale, it lived a stellar lifetime. Billions of years. But to us, it was only a second. You know what I'm saying? Relativity. It's special relativity. It breaks down. Okay? So, you have that quark flash that ends up wanting to create a planet into a lower state so it can last forever or last longer, and it turns into what would be a microplanet. That's what a quark is. You have your micronovas, which are the flashes that create the product to create quarks, which are microplanets. And you have to understand that the universe, there's only one plane of existence. There is a microverse and more cosms, more verses, and it's an infinite static universe. Literally, it is just an infinite static universe that goes on forever. They were right. Before Edwin Hubble discovered the so-called expansion, they were right. It's a static universe. Yeah, we know it's moving. Of course it's moving. You have momentum from this explosion, and all those sparks are flying out. That's what they're mistaking for an expansion, is the momentum. They're thinking that momentum is making space expand when all the matter is only expanding, not space itself. Space is a set size. It's infinite. Infinite. All the matter is all that can be timed. That's all you can measure. And you have to get away from that Einstein situation that, that there was no space. I mean, even this depiction right here clearly shows there had to be a space for this Big Bang to even happen. I mean, look, you still have all of this. And I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress that this is the veil over our eyes. This one thing is blinding us to all of the cosmological advances that we can have. All of the understandings of the microverse and everything. This right here, this one simple thing is keeping us from understanding that the God particle literally is the Big Bang. It's that obvious. It's right in front of our faces, and this is right in front of our faces. All we have to do, switch back our understanding to a static infinite universe, and only the matter in it is expanding. And it literally gives us this. It gives us all of Tesla's work, and it gives us all of Heisenberg's work. And those two guys were ironically suppressed. Nobody ever mentions them. Why? It's almost like there is a cover-up that I think they were trying to maintain the illusion of a God, Oh, God did this, God did that, to maintain that control, okay? But if this universe births life, that doesn't mean that there's not other beings in the universe that we are completely unaware of. Because the universe births life. That's exactly what it does. And everything in the universe is going to be carbon-based, and everything in the universe is going to be based from this basic XY factor. So this is the key to the universe. This is how the universe created life.